Hey everybody, I'm Nolan.
And I'm Chris.
And together we are from the Strait. We are the Music Jerks. We're coming at you with another podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's really
Quote stained.
we really Aaron Lewis this shit.
Yeah.
No way.
No, let's not Aaron Lewis anything else, please.
That's apostrophe D that. Stained.
Stained. Duh.
You know? It's like
We already went off topic.
puddle of-
Look at us go.
puddle of mud.
I just said pubble. Pubble of mud.
Puddle of mud.
We're coming in strong.
yeah.
With this one.
It's all right. So I think this is we're gonna call this like a bridge gap podcast because we're gonna try and get some guests next time. We have
guests
lots of
lined up.
We have lots of guests lined up. We just have to figure out how to do the technology part of the.
Well, it's the technology.
podcasting
It's the
and whatnot.
schedules. I mean, when you're dealing with rock stars, you know,
It's
you gotta deal with their crazy schedules.
Fucking
So
rock stars, eh?
Damn rock stars.
Always wanting more.
And how?
Yeah. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know the podcast, we jib jab, we shoot the shit about music. We also tend to imbibe in some adult beverages.
Adult beverages of the craft beer variety. And we're going back to a local brewery this time, I believe. But bartender,
Yes.
what are we drinking this time?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
I know.
We have got some offerings from, I believe it is Niagara's newest brewery, actually.
It is the newest on
Newark. Yeah.
Is it
Newark.
typically in Beamsville? Like off
It says Niagara on the Lake, but I think it's just outside of Beamsville.
Where
right?
does it say
It's a
Niagara
very
on the Lake?
like unassuming. Oh, right on the label. It's like a really.
That's weird. Oh, I think maybe it
that one says
originally
Niagara
was.
Lake, and this one says Niagara. So
Hey, they're everywhere
There you
is
go.
what they're trying to say.
that's it.
Yeah.
From Newark.
Newark.
So Newark Brewing Company or Co. I don't want to imply that it's company. It could be coalition. I don't really know. Anyway, we went there
It
just
was a
after they
month or
opened, I guess.
two ago. Yeah,
We
we
met
went
up-
to get some beers, and we met up with the one and the only,
Mr. Matty Leon.
Mr. Matty Leon. And
Yeah.
had a beer with Matty.
We had we actually got a sneak preview of the single that is now out.
Yeah, it's out
But
now.
of acoustic guitars,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which you should definitely check out. It's fantastic, and it'll get you grooving, get your booty shaking.
That's right.
And,
So
yeah,
this is to now promote Newark and Matty and good beers and good music. So, I guess I should open this. Oh, yeah,
what are you
here.
drinking?
I am off the game today because my brain's not working. It's summer, guys. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't yell at us.
Beer cozies. If you want any of our beer cozies for music jerks and beer jerks and whatever jerk you are, $5 website.
Can I have one? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Beautiful.
I told you I'm slow today. I'm slow moving,
What do you got? I got the
slow thinking.
double.
You got a double and I got a dunkle. Double and a dunkle and a dunkle and a double. Do you think people just love?
Yeah, our fucking our improv, our ad libbing is just great.
This is literally what it's like to live with us
Cheers.
with less made up words.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, that is good.
It's not the I think though. What is the? Isn't it?
The,
Yeah.
they have a beer called Yeah. That's like a
like a Hits
collaboration with Hits FM. I don't want to say anything about it. It's just a little light for our tastes.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm sure it's a great summer drink.
It's a good pound and drink if you want to get fucking lit and listen to your Hits FM.
Yeah. But the other ones that we've had, because I think when we were there, we tried a few different ones. Then we brought home. We brought home a bunch and we drank the other ones. This is what we have left. But these are delicious. This is a really good dunkel, and I like a dunkel, and I like a double,
Yeah.
and I like a whatever. They've got great flavor food, and apparently their food is really good too.
Yeah, good grub.
They got schnitzel and some other stuff.
It smelled delicious when we were in there. Yeah. I mean, until I went in and stank it
Yeah,
up.
they always ruin things that way.
That's true. That's why we
So-
can't have nice things.
I guess we might as well go forth with the music side of things. So, I was going to say this month's topic, but
Basically.
this year's topic.
This quarter.
For this podcast is about how you find new music. Because things have changed so much since, we were growing up. So, it's months ago now that we asked our followers, and I think I asked on Facebook, and I realized I don't have my laptop here, so that sucks.
That's
Just wondering how everybody finds new music, and like a lot of us find music the same way, but there are, everyone's got their own.
First of all, I would also like to just impart the importance of finding new music.
Yes.
I have far too many friends that
don't.
And I mean, not, music is good in the past, but like, I shouldn't, getting in your car and like you're still pulling out like a fucking Godsmack CD. You know what I mean? Nothing against Godsmack, but I mean, it's been in there since like the early aughts.
I still listen to everything I used to listen to. I just like adding new songs, new artists to my repertoire.
I just mean that doesn't have to be the only thing in your CD player constantly going.
Yeah, it's good to be open to discovering new music.
Good on you.
I think that's the real point. Be open to finding songs. Because it is true, there are some people that are like, well, no, I like what I like.
Music stopped being good after 1994.
You just stopped looking. Like, if you're only hearing whatever's on popular radio, then yeah, you're probably not going to find anything that's going to blow your socks off. Whoa.
Oh.
Blowing your socks off, blowing your hair back. What kind of bands are we talking about?
Blowing out your ass. All right.
Exactly.
Anyway, classy Chris, how do you discover new music?
Thanks for asking. Well, I mean, obviously, pretty much everyone. I'm going to keep clearing my throat again. Damn it. A lot of people say Spotify recommendations, and it's always good when you're listening to an album on Spotify and then it keeps going with other things that are similar, and you're like, wait, what is this? Like, I know when that happens. For example, my sister and my brother-in-law were over on Saturday for a little pool time, and I had put on the Crosses album, Love Crosses, and then just let it go, and it played all sorts of different bands and stuff, and a lot of things that were familiar to me, familiar to them, but then new things that were like, oh, who is this? Oh, who is this? So I had to keep looking like, oh yeah, forgot about that band. That's a great band. Oh yeah, these guys sound great. Who's this? And that's a great way to find music that is similar to your interests that maybe you don't know yet. So that's always good. Yeah. For me personally, because I run the day-to-day from the Strait, a lot of my day is spent listening to new submissions from bands and artists, and we get a lot.
Not all good. Not all bad.
Some days are very, very, very bad.
Yes.
Some days we get a lot of bad songs, and whoever's watching this, I'm not talking about you. But, so I find that I don't have as much time to listen to my own stuff. Like sometimes on dog walks, that's my time to try to listen to something, and when that happens, usually I do go back to my familiar albums because it's like, I haven't heard anything familiar to me in, 3 days. I need to listen to a Deftones album or something. But that said, the submissions and everything also are a reason that I find a lot of great new music, especially in Ontario. There's a lot of great Ontario bands that are sort of on the cusp of breaking it big, like your Excuses and Drop Top Alibi and... I'm going to forget a lot. There's a lot. Go to our website. There's a lot.
Bands that need your goddamn ears.
Yeah, and that are big in like little pockets, and they're getting big, and they could get very big, and that some people just maybe haven't heard of, especially around here. So that finding those bands and then being like, oh shit, this is a great band. I think I told a band the other day that I think I told them they're my new favorite band because they're a lot like a bit of a heavier Kills kind of sound. And I was like, holy shit, you're like Alison Mosshart, and that is always a great way to find a new band. I'll tell you about them later. Okay. I can't remember right now.
That's makes sense. I'm thinking of it as
it's good and bad. Yeah.
I'm thinking of it as like a musician thing too, where you're just saying how like some are just on the cusp of things. Like I remember when we did my band, The Weather Wild, we did a show and we ended up playing with oh my god.
Hello, Archie? Or Archie?
No.
Drifter?
Nope.
Maddie Leon.
It's that same show. It'll come to me.
So it's a band that didn't get big?
No, remember it's Nick. Nick who did my video.
Oh my God. Midnight.
Vespa.
Vesta.
Wow. Sorry,
Midnight
guys.
Vesta.
Sorry, guys. I mean, I don't even know if they're still a band, to be honest. But the cool thing about that was
they
that,
were
like,
great.
yeah, the thing that we sold out. Like we played with them a double header kind of thing, a back to back, where we traded with them, where we brought them to St. Catharines, and then they played to like a sold out show at the Warehouse, and then conversely, we then the next night went to the Dakota and we played a sold out show with them. So it was kind of like where you're like, you know what, we get a good crowd here. Why don't you come here and introduce yourself to our fans, and then likewise,
vice versa.
Yeah,
that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, bands helping bands is really how a lot of bands get bigger. That's how you find audiences when you're,
True.
you know. So bands should support bands. Fans should support bands. Bands should support fans, and fans should support fans.
Yeah.
And we
everybody
support them all.
and everybody should support us.
Yeah, that was actually. So I will say that one of the best answers, the right answer that a lot of people gave when I asked, because probably they were just trying to be nice to me. They said that they find new music through From the Strait, and that's correct. You should, because
Well, I mean, even just like
I wouldn't post it if it's bad.
yeah, to get like the genesis of the website and the PR and stuff like that is all like it's all in kind of for the love of music, right? And then
Yeah.
and we sharing music and stuff like that. And I know we originally started it like with a more of a Niagara centric idea of like
it
bands we
was.
wanted to showcase bands from our
Bands
local
from
area.
Niagara, but then it turned into bands that Niagara fans should know. But
Yeah,
now-
it just got bigger and bigger and kind of
Yeah.
steamrolled. So
Now it's just whatever we
we
want,
still
but-
we still do a lot of Niagara bands too, but it's we're worldwide, baby.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
We're Mr. and Mrs. Worldwide.
That's
Screw you,
right.
Pitbull.
Fuck you, Pitbull.
Pitbull?
Pitball.
See? What?
Also, quick little shout out. Good job on putting Steph in the every podcast so far, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding.
ding,
Did
ding.
anybody catch that? I did mention my
good
sister
job. Well
again
played.
in a podcast. What is this, number 8?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't even. I think she does listen. So
better.
I'm just gonna make like a compilation of every time I've mentioned my sister
Yeah.
on the podcast. Who else do we always mention?
Skid Row.
Skid Row. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. You can drink. Skid Row.
Incidentally, and I mean, even if there you go, there's another way you can discover new music, or at least stick with the band. The new Skid Row singer is fantastic, and the 2 singles they put out
He is
are
really good.
great.
And
so.
I didn't think I would say that.
Yeah, they're fucking great,
He's
and
great.
I think and like much better than anything Sebastian Bach has put out solo since he was Sebastian Bach solo.
I can't remember one Sebastian Bach solo song that I really, really liked, but
Pretty weak sauce.
there's
But
one
anyway,
that's great. But I'm not going to sing it right now because I don't want you to shut this off just yet.
so anyway, discovering music
Yeah.
through Spotify's the mighty fucking algorithm. I mean, get used to that word.
All powerful algorithm.
And it's crazy how that's changed and impacted your life as a consumer.
That's, yeah.
But I will say, I think one of the earliest ones doing that, excuse me, was I think it was Amazon Music. Before they actually were like, they weren't packaging music like digitally. It was you could buy CDs and sort of thing. And I remember it was like very much like All Train. So they actually introduced me to probably my favorite band. But so I was listening to, oh my God, I was listening to like checking out Damien Rice's stuff. Yeah, okay. So I was searching to buy a Damien Rice CD because you couldn't get it anywhere from my local town. So I had to order it off Amazon. And it said, if you like Damien Rice, you might like. And it had like a list of a couple bands, like I think it was like Finn Reagan and stuff like that. And I checked that out. And the one that like really punched me in the gut was The Frames, which is a band from Ireland, which I'm sure I've mentioned them before.
Ding,
but
ding, ding. I heard the Frames
but
on a few podcasts, too.
and then from there they've split off to Glenn Hansard's solo record and the Swell Season record, which is great. But I think they're one of the original ones. Also, while it's just in my mind, I usually have notes and I didn't write this one down. But what was not LimeWire? I think there was another one that was
Rdio.
like no, there was
Oh.
another file sharing one.
But
But
before
it was it was kind of like LimeWire, but it was like you could go in if you found like somebody who had a full record you were
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
download.
Yeah.
You could go in and see all
All
of
of their
their
stuff.
all of their music, and it was like the fucking greatest because you'd sometimes
that
hit the
was
jackpot
when-
on
the one that the Metallica went after.
Napster.
Oh, Napster.
Similar, but it was after Napster.
After Napster, before LimeWire?
No, it was probably after LimeWire too. But either way, you'd like go in and you see like, oh my god, these guys
Yeah,
have
I
got
did a lot
like
of
this
that.
every record that I've ever wanted, and I'm just gonna download that and steal that whole thing.
And it only took 3 days.
That's it. Yeah. Well, yeah. But anyway, I'd find a lot of bands that way, and
Well, I mean,
a lot of
if we
hard
go
to
back
find
even
records.
further than that, I mean, the original way to find new music, other than radio, obviously, was remember when music channels, in our case, MuchMusic, actually played music.
Yeah, man.
And Video Flow was like 8 hours of just videos, and you'd watch that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what was coming on. It was very random, and it'd be like, oh, this video. Like, you knew everything that was out, whether you liked it or not, because you sat and watched videos all day. Or you'd watch, like, The Wedge,
The
or
Wedge.
Pepsi Power Hour, Pepsi Power 30, little Teresa Roncon.
I still remember the Hostess. It was the Hostess
Oh, shit, sorry.
show. Hostess presented, and it was like Anthony
Yep.
did the new like fresh. It was fresh
Yep,
videos
yep,
of
yep.
like on Friday or something like that. It
Yeah.
was like brand new videos that came out in a half
and what was
hour.
and Loud.
And they'd even tease that shit. They'd be
Strombo
like, "You'll
did
see the
Loud.
new video from Faith No More."
Yeah,
at the
and
end
even
of the
if they would
broadcast.
tease it, then you'd watch through every video to
Yeah.
see a new video. Like, it was a whole different way of consuming music, and I really do miss that. Even I remember being very, very young, and again, my sister, when I was too young to really care about the videos, and I couldn't understand how she could watch it for hours and hours and hours until then I was doing it, and like, I don't know, it was a whole different time, but
different times.
it was different times, but that's how you would discover a lot of new music, because you'd see the video, and if it was interesting enough, you'd be like, hey, maybe the song is cool, maybe I'll get into this band. And that's how singles came out, and everything was just...
Another good one. I mean, this is totally just, I want to say locally or regionally or whatever, but I remember Music Notes at 6. with
Music Notes at
Iron
6.
Mike Benson
Yep.
and Christy Knight.
Yep,
Shout
that
out
was a
to
good one.
Christy Knight. Rest in peace,
Yep.
Iron Mike.
Yeah.
But they would play like new rock tunes, and you'd play
Yeah.
some trivia and shit like that.
Now we brought up
Strombo
97.7
had a
twice.
great. Strombo used to be really great at like introducing new tunes on his
Yep.
show. I'm sure he still is, but
Yeah,
but when he was on the Edge, he'd do like a late night show. It was kind of punk and stuff like
He's
that.
had a few different iterations of stuff, like even him on Loud, like the
Yeah.
the MuchMusic.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great.
Always good stuff. Yeah, man, lots of, and then I think so. Aside from the mighty algorithm, which is. For me, it's fantastic because I do like
difficult and
that it
wonderful.
just builds you a playlist, and you're like
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna hit play, and this
Oh,
is
I'll
probably
like
gonna be
this?
fucking good. So
Cool. Okay.
works for me.
Yeah.
One of the ways I discover new music, which I think we're both pretty religious about, is like go see the opening band for a
Opening
band you're
bands.
going to
Oh,
see.
yes. I can't stress that enough.
my God.
Because some of the best, it's especially interesting, I guess, when you're going to see the headliner, but you happen to see the openers as well. And sometimes the opener will just blow the headliner out of the water, and
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit, I must be a fan of this band. And that's happened so many times that we're just like on our phones, like, we got to find this band. And then that's who we're listening to on the way home.
Yeah.
You know, we're automatic fans. And some bands are just so fantastic live that you just automatically fall in love with them, even if you've heard their songs. Like, I was thinking about that today, how there's some bands that maybe you don't really listen to because their stuff doesn't translate as well on the recorded stuff, but they're just amazing live, and you'll never miss them live. And then some bands are the opposite, where live is kind of meh, but you'll listen to them a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are some bands that don't translate well for both, but
Yeah.
they're great at one or the other.
I want I want a live band that's like just different enough than the record that I didn't have
Yeah.
to stay at home and listen to the record. By the
Yeah,
way,
you don't want perfection. Like, I want a little ad lib. I especially like I think it's well, who we've talked about before, Honest Heart. I find their live show to be much more of a rock show than I expect. Like, they punch it up quite a bit, and there's a lot more like rock energy than you'd expect from what you're listening to, which I really appreciate. I really like that a
Yeah.
lot because I like both sides of it. They're great on both, but their live show is like,
yeah.
you feel like you're at a heavier show than...
Well, they're like they get you involved in the, like you're
Yeah.
engrossed in the music, and it's
Yeah,
great.
and they're just, go see Honest Heart. I
Shout
think
out
we've said
to
it.
Ryan. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
We're taping this.
Who knows when this will
taping.
actually be?
Filming this on your birthday, so happy belated birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday.
Trying to think of like some other ones. So go see the opening act.
Yes.
Even like I don't like going to. You wouldn't catch me dead at like a Lollapalooza or Coachella or anything like that now. But
Not anymore. Back in the day.
if we were to go back in the day, CMW is like great Canadian
Yep.
Music Week for those of you that are listening to in Canada or
That's
Ontario.
true. We have a lot of people in the States and England.
True.
and-
There's also Indie Week. There's like North by in the States and stuff like that. But
North by, South by.
South by, yeah,
Is there an East by and a West by?
probably.
Let me tell you, by.
Hey, by.
Hey, by. There
Definitely
should be an
East
East
Coast
by.
by. Yeah,
Oh, God, we need to move out east and start an East by.
let's do it.
I's the by that sails the boat.
That's right. Anyway, some of the best acts that I've seen have been like literally where there was nobody at a showcase kind of thing. It sounds awful, but they've gone, like, I'll give you a good example of bands that have gone on to do better things. But I remember seeing one night at the Horseshoe was like one of the Strombella's first shows, and I remember looking at my friend Megan and being like, Megan.
Oh,
Megan.
you better hope she's not
She won't
listening.
listen. She ain't listening. But being like the first chord I think that they played, I don't even remember what song it was now, but I was like, these guys are gonna be huge. You just like you could feel it in the room, and there was nobody there, but like you just got the sense of like, whoa, these guys are out into something else. Similarly, I think the Zolas I saw at the same CMW. Ben Kaplan, man, I think Teenage Kicks actually played that. Savages, anyway.
Good times.
Good times, good
Yeah,
times.
it's
Yeah,
good,
festivals,
it's
but
good, it's good.
just random like shows like that where you know they're pretty good at building a good festival showcase. I guess I don't want to say festival.
Yeah, they're showcases.
And I mean even further back than that in our area, and again regional would be Scene.
I miss the old
which
good
later
days of
became Scene
Scene.
Fest, which I
Scene
didn't really care
Fest.
for, but originally
Eh.
it was Scene.
There was just so
Yeah,
it
so
was
many good
great.
bands. It was like a thing where you'd have like, I think you'd have like 10 different venues, and you'd have bands like the entire
could
day, and you could travel between the
anywhere. Yeah,
venues
it
with a
was great.
wristband, and you get a CD and shit like that. And that was
Yeah.
just a cool thing.
It was a great way to discover new bands and see, like, well, I mean, everybody would go see their friends and their bands because it was pretty local, and yeah, it was. There's a weird sense of community back then that we sure don't have anymore.
Sure isn't the same anymore.
I miss the old Niagara that way, I
Yeah.
suppose. But yeah, that
They
was.
say
good.
there's a lot of community in the local
Oh,
scene,
that's
but
a different podcast.
yeah, that's another podcast. There definitely is
We'll
not.
get there one day and lose all of our listeners because
Yeah.
we're assholes. But you already knew that.
Another one I think
We're
I-
just reminiscing a whole lot.
That's it,
here.
yeah, we're
We're
definitely-
old people. Like we're very much like get off my lawn. Old
We're a real
people
fucking
shaking
nostalgia
their fists at
act
the
over
children.
here.
The
But
new
then I
ways.
guess then converse to that, the other way that I think that I discovered new music, which is maybe just a weird thing that I have because I love music so much, but I'm very like on top of bands that change. I guess kind of like even just change their name or become like a different entity.
Like
We'll say
Hotel
like
Mira became- we used to be
Japanese Girls was Hotel Mira, is now Hotel Mira, which is a fantastic band by the way. Shout out
Check
Charlie.
out Hotel Mira. What's up, Charlie?
Man, even like the like growth of like man, I think originally it was like Cain and Abel, which then became like Teenage Kicks, which then kind of split off into man, there's Van Helvoort, which was a great record that Pete and Jeff did with their dad. Really good stuff. Pete put out a solo record, and then Jeff put out a great band called Secret Satanist, which a lot of people actually don't. I don't think they ever noticed this yet, but
I think we've
people
had
notice it
people,
probably like,
people
what
are
is
like,
that? Yeah.
"Are you Satanists?" Yes,
Yeah,
but it's a
we're
secret,
Secret
so shut
Satanists.
the hell up. We're also Bowie is.
so
and
Secret Satanist,
Wilco is.
and then now I think Pete has got Darling Congress,
Congress,
and then Jeff has got a band called Mr. Rabbit, both playing at the Horseshoe August 25th, I think.
August 25th?
Something in that area. You can look it up. You can check it out.
Darling Congress, Mr. I was
Mr.
going
Rabbit.
to say Hello Rabbit, and I don't know why. Mr. Rabbit. Horseshoe.
And then like other, so I'm sure I wrote a couple down. Like Ascot Royals had become Kadima, and then now the lead singer is part of the Strombellas, new
Indeed he
vocalist.
is. That's right. They
Within
have made
the-
a switch.
Within the Strombellas is Daryl's other band, Close Kicks.
Close Kicks. You know we're fans of Close Kicks. We know
Yeah.
we love Daryl. Check out his new song.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like even just like I don't know bands that were before they broke. I guess like Topanga was a great band who is now otherwise known as Pup.
That's how I say pup now. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think they do too. They
Yeah.
wouldn't find it annoying at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I like figuring out what when I
It's a
when I
puzzle.
find music that I like, I usually tend to like
Stick with it.
study it. I
Yeah.
guess a little more and
Yeah.
even find out like
Well, you pay
it's
attention.
kind of like some Damon Albarn, right? Is like in Blur, and then did the Good, the Bad, and the Queen record, and then Gorillaz, and like I don't know. I'm all over that. The Soul Asylum guy who did Scarlet Goodbye, I think that's
Oh
his
yes,
new record.
I forgot that. Yeah, we did a thing with Scarlet
Yeah.
Guy. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
cool ass shit like that.
Cool ass
man.
shit. It's
I'm a nerd and I like to follow
well, that's
music.
total music nerdery at its best. Is like paying attention to like
Yeah.
side projects, new projects, old projects, knowing the names of these people, and my old brain can't always.
Tack and
remember these
Black,
things, but-
Spencer Burton, Dan Romano, Ian
Indeed.
Kehoe.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
There's just so much. So much.
You can
out
make
there,
like
yo.
family trees of this shit, and it's really interesting
Yeah.
and cool. Actually, that's what we should come up with. That's
We
our
should.
new idea. We're just going to come up with family band trees.
Yeah.
Who they became, where they started from,
That works.
how it grew.
And
Back
then
to whatever.
but then even like I think one of the cool things, just totally just rambling, but one of the cool things I do really like about the website and stuff like that is literally finding new bands that you really like. Like I think we both, but I fucking love Death Waits,
Death
which is a
Waits,
band
yeah.
from Toronto.
Death Waits is great.
And I don't know, their music is just great, and you can't wait to
also-
see more from them.
I like their social media posts because
Yeah,
they have humor and they have heart.
that's right.
I don't know. I just
You gotta
we
know.
like them. We just like them, and that's okay.
Gotta know.
That's a reason enough for you to listen to Death Waits because we like them
That's right.
and we like you.
That's right. I mean, some of you.
But that actually brings me to another thing that a lot of people said how they find new music is recommendations from friends,
Right.
which I feel like for me, I know that I've always recommended music through. What am I doing here? Am I Italian? I'm doing the Italian hand thing for those who aren't
Hey.
watching. But I know that through my life, I have always recommended music to friends, and some who have listened to me, and some who just don't give a shit. But where was I going with that? It's something that I think you were talking about, where we're like, oh yeah, I'll add that to my list, but you don't. When you're like, oh, I've been meaning to listen to that band, and then you don't.
I think, yeah,
I
once
literally
you-
do though. In my phone, have a list of like, oh yeah, I should be listening to. I should check this
Same.
album out. And I forgot about this because I'm so behind on a lot of things that I mean to listen to because of the wonderfulness that is From the Strait. But also speaking of From the Strait, because we do PR, I will say that all of the bands that we've worked with, whether I knew them beforehand or not, I think that like every single one of the songs that we've done PR for has been firmly just stuck in my head. And like there's some great artists and great bands that we've worked with, and that's been a really kick-ass way to really get into a band because I kind of immerse myself in all things that artist does because that's my job. So that's been a good way to become a fan of them. And we've had a lot of Niagara clients, and that's because of our Niagara clients, it's also gotten me. I've sort of discovered other Niagara artists that maybe I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because as much as we try to make sure we're on top of everything, especially local, there's just so many that we didn't even know, and there's so many that you guys don't know.
And there's so many that don't. They're like, well, if I could plug ourselves, there's a lot of people that don't use PR and they don't put themselves out there, so you don't even know about them. So you're kind of like, I think it's like dumb luck. Some of the Niagara bands that we've discovered, it's like, oh, who the fuck is this? This is really good.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I always equate it to you're making music. Your thing is music. A lot of like when I was doing social media for businesses and when I'm doing PR for bands, it's like that's not what you do. You don't. This isn't what you do. You don't do PR. You don't do marketing. That's not your thing. You make music. You are a musician. You need someone else to handle that stuff.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. Just like when I need, I don't know, when we need someone to fix something in our house because we sure as shit don't know how to do it.
No. What are you talking about? Oh, it's super handy now.
That's when we hire people.
One more thing. So
Yes.
Shazam. That is a
Shazam.
great way to discover music. If you hear something on a TV show, which happens
It's the
all
greatest
the time.
invention ever. I
Right?
fully believe that.
It's like
how does it do it? How does it know?
right. It's
It knows
crazy.
everything. So
Just
good.
a quick peek. The last thing I Shazammed was Chicago, 25 or 64.
I know we were listening to that, but didn't. Oh, that's right. Because okay. My
Mavis
uncle's
Staples, Wolf Mother.
Yep.
I knew Wolf Mother, but I didn't know that song was them.
The last one that I
Reverend
did
Run.
weirdly was because every time I hear that one TV on the radio song, is it called Wolf
Yep.
or Wolf Like Me?
Yeah.
It came on a TV show that I was looking at. I'm like, I know that I know this song and I know who sings it. And I was actually pissed at myself as I was Shazamming it because I'm like, I know it. I know that I'm going to get mad as soon as the answer comes up, and it was TV on the radio. But that's one of the main reasons that I use Shazam.
Yeah.
To find out who is singing the song that I already
show.
know because my brain is failing me. But every once in a while, it's like, oh, you know what? Especially if it's a theme song. There's a show that I was watching. I can't remember what it's called now.
I got a
After
good theme
Party.
song.
But anyway, it was a show I was watching, and the theme song is actually by Purity Ring.
Oh.
And it was
Is
getting
it Purity
stuck.
Ring or Purdy Ring?
Well, purity is a word.
I know.
Why would it be purdy?
I don't know.
Are they?
Maybe they pronounce
artsy?
it weirdly. I don't know.
I've never asked them. I didn't even know they were Canadian, but now I know, and now we're best friends.
Get at us, Purity Ring.
Purity Ring. Anyways, it's that song got stuck in my head, and it Obadir, and it's yeah.
Speaking of songs that get stuck in my head,
What?
the Peacekeeper one, or Peacekeeper? Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. I always want to call it Pacemaker.
Peacemaker? Do you wanna? Yeah.
That's a great, yeah.
Do you want to taste it? Wigwam.
Again, we've already talked about.
Wigwam? I Shazammed it anyway.
We've already talked about Pacemaker on Peacemaker on here. Because if you like 80s hair bands, as we've talked about before, you have to watch Peacemaker and learn the dance from the beginning. And I do it, and I don't do it right, but I need to learn it properly because.
All right.
I think
we got to wrap this shit up. We just start reminiscing and
we
talking
got puppies to
ourselves.
pet and
right.
songs to discover,
beers to drink,
share with you
music
on
to find.
FromTheStrait.com.
That's right.
I really should start like putting the. I do it wrong. I don't.
You should check out. If you're the Spotify type, then definitely check
find
out
us
some
on
of our
Spotify,
playlists because
especially the kitchen sink.
Yeah, the kitchen sink is great on your radar. There's just so many good stuff.
Well, we have a few that are specifically genred, and then some that are genreless. So we got big indie if you like indie music. We got mellow out if you like mellow stuff. We got popped if you like pop. Yeah. We got blown speakers if you like heavier shit. We got kitchen sink, which is everything but the kitchen sink.
I mean, it sounds like we're plugging, but we're not. It generally is if you are looking for good music, new music, check it out.
Well, literally, if you're looking for good music or new music,
unique
New York, go to the site because we're always posting new bands, and our 8 tracks every week or two always has the newest shiz, as I think the kids say.
They do.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
No cap.
No cap.
Bussin'.
I hate this crap.
Bussin'.
Nope, I'm too
for
old.
real.
Our dog is judging you, so we need to leave.
All right. Gus don't like for real. All right. That's all we got for you.
That's all we got. Hopefully we have guests next time, and if we don't, whatever.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Let's go.